there are different paths and different ways and different definitions of what an entrepreneur is. The first one, of course, is what we talked about, which is build. So you have an idea, or you have the network, or you've got the skills in a certain industry, and you feel that a new solution to a problem is needed, or a new product is needed for a market. And you go out, you build the product, you acquire the team, you build the network that you need to bring this product to market or service to market. You raise the funding. So this is the traditional model, that what we call traditional today. And this has really been brought about because of a vibrant ecosystem of investors, of engineering schools, of the risk-taking ability of individuals. So 20 years ago, if you wanted to start a business, you were an outlier. Today, starting a business as an entrepreneur is almost glamorized to an extent where people will help you put a business plan together. They will incubate you. They will give you technology. They will give you services. They'll do everything for you. And in fact, there are bankers who come and raise money for you. So there is that path, but then the expectations get aligned in a manner that the investor who's putting money into your business expects a 10x return within the next 5 to 6 years. So you're really building to sell, or you're building so that you can optimize valuation, not necessarily value. Now, these are aligned in the best businesses, but really the narrative when people congratulate you on raising money or on IPOing your business is unusual. Because when you raise money, it means you've given up a portion of your business and you've taken on liabilities or responsibility to build this business. Whereas traditionally, the way you would be congratulated would be you're a profitable business, or your customers love you, or you've gotten to a point where you don't need external capital and you're a very, very sustainable and scalable business. So that's one model, which is building, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with all the general narrative on television or online and so on and so forth. The second way is something that actually came out of universities and research centers and larger corporates, whether they are Zaibatsus or Kairitsus in Japan, or chaebols in Korea, or large conglomerates in Europe or the US, where larger companies would effectively spin out or create other smaller companies that would leverage their technology, that would leverage their teams, and that would work with them on market access. And this partnership model really is an excellent model. It's very successful. The challenge here being that your interests have to be strategically aligned to your corporate parent. And there are many, many examples where it works extremely well. And there are others where the stakeholders in the business that's created are not necessarily always aligned with the larger parent. So these are the two dominant entrepreneurship models that we've seen over the years. A third model, which actually has existed forever, but was popularized in the 1980s through some work that was done at Stanford, and then eventually at Chicago and at Harvard, and now very, very actively in Europe, and it's starting to be a very effective model in Asia as well, is entrepreneurship through acquisition, which is our conversation of the day. So entrepreneurship acquisition is actually exactly what it sounds like. It's effectively a way for individuals who have strong management skills and leadership skills, but they don't necessarily have an idea of what they want to build, or they don't necessarily want to go through the process of first building the product, then forming a company, then actually going and forming the back office support systems, raising money, and then going and launching the product in the market. For them to be able to buy into a business that was created by what we talked about earlier, by someone who's either retiring or a corporate that wants to sell out a division of their business, and be able to take a product and a profitable business. The key here being most of the businesses that entrepreneurs through acquisition acquire are businesses that are enduringly profitable. And these are businesses that have been around for a long period of time. They've weathered ups and downs. They're typically not in a market which would be disrupted easily by technology or by regulation. And you would acquire these businesses by various different models, but through the support of external investors and banks and the seller themselves, and be able to actually take these businesses forward and tweak them and adjust them and improve them from the perspective of perhaps capital structure, corporate governance, some technologies and so on, which we can go into a little more. But the third model, the first model being the traditional model that we all know, which is you have an idea, you form a team, you incorporate a company, you raise money, and you build that up. The second one being you work with a corporate partner or a research partner or a larger partner to take a portion of what they've built and strategically create a spin out of sorts. And the third one being entrepreneurship through acquisition, which my colleagues on the call today will speak a little more about their own experiences. But it's typically focused on small and medium enterprises, which we'll go into a little bit. But this is taking an existing business that is profitable and viable and injecting entrepreneurship and injecting innovation into it through your own efforts and taking it forward. So those are the three models that we talk about today.